Look at all these boxes.
Look at all those chickens.
Now, I actually wasn't going to make this video, but I gotta get a couple of things off my chest. So I said, let me just hit record. Now, first of all, I'm not a fan of all these like I switched to videos. Like I sold all my blank camera gear to switch to blank because everyone's choices are very personal, including mine. So anything I say in this video may not pertain to you because we all shoot different ways. Two topics I want to hit on big here. Number one is value, and number two is brand loyalty blindness. I definitely suffered from a little brand loyalty blindness when it came to Canon. My dad had a Canon, I started with Canon, and so I was on the Canon train. I never looked at Nikon, which was the only other camera I knew existed, because I was a Canon person. So that's the first thing, is definitely we do have this tribalism that happens and this fanboy, fangirlism that happens. And you have to be self-aware if you are brand blind. I know when I don't make a Fujifilm video on this channel, it tanks. It does terribly. I know it does, but I don't care. And most of the comments, if I make a video about another camera, people will ask, can I do that? Can't you do that with the Fujifilm X-T4 or X-T3? Of course you can. Now, those of you that are on this channel because of Fujifilm, I'm not giving up my Fujifilm. I still use my Fujifilm. I love my Fujifilm, but I shoot Fujifilm for my own personal work and for going out to shooting on the streets or vacation or my family Fujifilm. Let's put that aside. I'm also a professional photographer that shoots events mostly, and I shoot full frame cameras for that. So for the last 2 years, I've been using two camera systems. I've been shooting Canon and Sony. And I switched to Sony because of the autofocus and the dynamic range, those two reasons. And I waited and waited and waited and waited. I waited for Canon to just, all they had to do was match this camera. All they had to do was match the Sony a7 III. That's all I wanted. 24 megapixels, great dynamic range, flip up screen maybe, dual card slots, and amazing autofocus. Now, they came out with the R5, which takes us to our second point, value. The R5 is an incredible camera. I know it is. I've seen all the reviews. But the second point is, I like cameras, I'm grabbing the Fujifilm again. I like cameras where you know that you're getting a lot for your money. And I feel that some of these cameras, not only do you have to buy the camera, but you have to start investing in the lenses and new memory cards. And so the value is not there. Sure, you're gonna get amazing images, but not more. I think the Sony a7 III right now is on sale for $1,600. And I shoot all my professional portraits with it. I shoot entire events with it on like a battery and a half. It never overheats. It has the flip up screen. And by the way, this is what I was talking about before. All our experiences are different. You may like a full articulating screen that goes around to shoot your own videos, but I 100% will always, for photography, get the flip up screen. I'm not really a fan of this. Now, going back to value, you may argue that the R6 is a good value for Canon, but I was considering getting the R6 if it wasn't for Canon coming out with 20 megapixels. Now, again, this is a personal choice. I like doing cityscapes and shooting detailed architecture, and to go from 30 megapixels to 20, it kind of is a big deal. Especially, I do crop during my event work too. If there's a moment that's a little further away, I can make a photograph within a photograph. Now, 20 megapixels is doable, but why should I reward Canon for going from 30 megapixels to 20 and charging me more? So for me, the value was not in the R5, and the R6 was close, but you didn't make it because you made it 20 megapixels. And so I am now going to two camera systems, Fujifilm for me, and for my professional work, I'm sticking with Sony. I'm buying a Sony backup camera. I've been enjoying using Sony for their amazing autofocus. I just don't miss shots anymore. Even testing the R6, when I was testing the R6, it didn't hit every photo. So that's something else. And again, I was adapting lenses, and that becomes an issue too. Really, you're gonna get the best performance in buying RF lenses. I'm not ready to start buying RF lenses, okay? I'd rather buy XF lenses. So I had the Canon 5D Mark II, Mark III, and Mark IV, and I was hoping for an exact copy of this. I'm gonna cry. I was hoping for an exact copy of this in mirrorless form. Dual card slots, 30 megapixels, EVF, maybe a flip up screen instead of flip out screen, and keep the price at under $3,000. I'd rather reward Sony that is coming out with cameras that are half the price, and their innovations are 3 years ahead of Canon. So the Sony a7 III is doing everything I need, and I'm tired of carrying out I carry around 2 camera systems because I was waiting for Canon to come out with my camera because of point 1, brand blindness. It's basically waiting around because I'm a Canon person, and there was no way I was going to shoot Sony, and look at me now. So you have to ask yourself, where is the best value for how you shoot? Sure, you can stick with the same company, which is where I was, where I was headed, but in the end, I wanted to be more practical. What's the least amount of money with the highest performance that I could spend? And for me, it was the Sony a7 III. For shooting events, for battery life, for eye autofocus, for dynamic range, for no overheating, for image stabilization, for all that good stuff. The one hang up I had with the Sonys and why I was waiting for the next Canon was color science. I was actually waiting to get Canon for their beautiful colors straight out of camera, and that's what I wanted. But in the last year and a half, I finally figured out what I want out of the Sony RAW files. I figured out how to get the colors I need out of my Sony RAW files. And so with color not being an issue anymore, then I knew I could let go of all my Canon stuff. That was the last straw. The weird thing is, I thought I'd be all sentimental about selling all this stuff. And I realized I broke my brand loyalty chains from Canon. There's another reason. There's a last little reason that made the switch easy. Both Fujifilm and Sony have made it a mission to have a diverse group of creators and influencers that shoot their cameras. Women, Black, Asian, white, Hispanic. I feel like Canon is a little behind on that. You go to these shows and it's the same 5, 6, photographers. So as a personal reason, I really like what Sony's doing and what Fujifilm is doing as far as that goes. All right, so what do you guys think? I know that there's a range of us, right? I've had comments from the super fanboys to the people who do not care what I shoot or what you shoot. So there's definitely a middle. So you share your thoughts below. As far as value goes, tell me about value. We know there's value in Fujifilm, and now I'm explaining that Sony, for me, for my work, has a lot of value. And also, tell us your experience with brand loyalty. Do you have fanboyism? All right, I'll see you guys next time.